Hi, guys, and welcome to episode 5, I believe it is, of Called by Spirit. Me sharing my journey with you guys and the tools that I've used. So, today I want to start the video off with, what tools can I use to start my own healing? Maybe some of you coming across this video don't know how to start the inner healing work, the dive into the darkness, the deep dark night of the soul work, or any type of shadow work. So I want to just say to you, okay, um, I want to talk a minute about the Leo full moon we just had and the Pisces new moon that we're going to be having on March 8th, okay? So if you're feeling emotional right now, guys, you're not alone. Okay, there's a lot of people that I'm talking to, and clients that are, having emotional stuff come up for them right now, or they're feeling stuck. This is all part of it. Okay, it's the energies at work between the Leo full moon that we just had and March 8th. Spirit is going to be causing tower moments, um, and it is to push you forward on your path. So, things that you need to let go of from the past, finally close that chapter on it, close that book, and start writing a new chapter for yourself. People who've been feeling stuck, you are going to be catapulted forward on your path. So, things are going to open up. So, if you're feeling emotional right now, know you're not alone. Okay. There's a lot of people who are going through healings right now, doing the shadow work to see what is it that wants to come up so that they can reveal that wound and heal it, right? And then you can release it with forgiveness and love, because that's very, very important. Um, and again, depending on your situation, everybody has accountability for their part in anything. Okay. And it's realizing that. And it's like, okay, I realized that there, for instance, for me, with my biggest deep dive healing, um, when I finished doing the healing work around attracting narcissistic partners, abusive partners, I realized that there was a lot of times I should have spoken up with things that I was not okay with. But because of the fear of abandonment issues from a child, from a 2-year-old child's standpoint of view, I didn't. Okay, because I hadn't yet healed that part of me. So I didn't realize that that was really playing a significant role in my life throughout my whole life. And it allowed me to see the pattern so that I could, heal it, feel the emotions from it, reveal the wound, and then heal it. And that opened me up to really wanting to heal more. I was like, what else is in there that I can heal, right? And now I'm at a point on my journey within healing work, the dark night of the soul, the shadow work, whatever you want to refer to it as, finding your inner light. Um, I know now when I do have something coming up that I need to look at. And when something does trigger me, I need to sit with that as well and look at it. So these are the 3 main tools that you're going to need in order to start your inner healing work. Okay. First of all, you're going to need a journal, right? There's so many out there, guys. So many out there. I have so many journals. So many journals. Um, you can use just a regular old composition book. You can get a set of journals. You can, buy a nice leather one. You can use a spiral notebook. Okay. The point of it is it's yours and yours only. Okay. You can write in this journal, like, you could simply write, today is the day I'm going to start healing spirit. And I want you to guide me on this journey. I would like my archangels to be with me, you know, um, whatever it may be. You may be holding on to some anger. Write about that anger. Get it out. Get it out. Today, my higher self, spirit, whatever you want to call it, okay? Just do not call it anything dark, please, because this is all about the light, guys. Um, you can write, I'm really feeling frustrated today, and this is why I'm feeling frustrated today. So, what is it that's triggering me today that I need to look at and, realize it so that I can work with that energy and shift it and change it into something positive, right? Um, but it's about journaling. For me, these were my main tools, okay? Journaling, meditation, and I did do a meditation on my channel. You will find the link in the description box down below. It was something that was gifted to me on one of my healing retreats, so I did a meditation behind it. You can play some soft music in the background, because I believe at the time when I recorded it, they were, if I had any music in the background, it would prevent my video from being published. So there may be music in it, there may not be, but you can just find just any soft music, okay? And then you could hit that play button on my meditation video and start your meditation, okay? For others of you that are having a really hard time with the monkey mind, not knowing how to quiet the mind, I recommend Dr. Wayne Dyer's Getting in the Gap, okay? It's a powerful, powerful tool for beginners that have not ever meditated before and really need to learn how to, okay? Because I can't be here for you. Otherwise, I would be. And meaning I am here for you anytime you want a coaching session with me, anytime you need help navigating through your waters, what's coming up for you. Email me, set up a session with me. It's part of what I do, guys. It's part of who I am. It's part of what I love to do. It's one of my beautiful gifts that I'm very passionate about. I'm very passionate about helping others find their inner light and feeding it and letting it grow and expand and get brighter, and gifts coming up that are locked away inside of you. So I am here for you. My email is in the description box down below. If you want to do coaching sessions with me, I do them via Zoom. For those who live in my area, you come into my home and we work one-on-one together. Either way, you're not alone. You're not ever alone on this journey. Know that, okay? So, Dr. Wayne Dyer's Getting in the Gap, I recommend doing it from the beginning to the end for at least 2 weeks, okay? And then if you're starting to feel comfortable, jump right to the meditation. The meditation itself is about 20 to 25 minutes, but he really explains about the quantum and the energetics, and and it really like helps quiet your mind before he gets into the meditation. And he, in a way, without answering questions, he's answering questions through his guided meditation. And you can find that on YouTube, okay? The other thing that really helped me was meditation. I mean, sorry, yoga. Okay, so those 3 tools were major tools for me when I first started my inner healing work, because mind, body, and soul, right? Quieting the mind, connecting to the soul, being one with your body. And that's what yoga is. Yoga is really focusing on the position, your body, and it strengthens your body. So, and it's really great when you're going through a healing because it helps shift the blocks in your body, it helps shifts the energy, and it opens you up so that a healing can take place. So, journaling, meditation, and yoga. The one last thing I want to talk about with Dr. Wayne Dyer's meditation is when you get to the point where you can jump right to the meditation, I recommend doing that for at least an additional 2 weeks. Trust your intuition. Okay, when you feel like you're really getting it down and you're like, you know what, I got this meditation thing down, then maybe just meditate with some soft music in the background. Maybe go out into the woods. I love meditating in the woods and on the beach. Those are my two absolute favorite places to meditate because when I'm in nature, I'm not only grounded as I am attached to spirit, but when I close my eyes, it allows me to focus on the sounds around me. And I start out with the sounds that are closest in my range. And then I send my sonars, I call them, out further and further and further to see what is the most distant sound I can hear. I've had some pretty powerful healings in the woods. So that's a great place. If it's warm by you where you can do that, I highly recommend that. Grabbing your journal, putting it in a backpack, grab a Bluetooth speaker. If you want to add the soft music to it and pack it all up, go into the woods, a throw blanket, put it down, right, and then lay down and just be with the sounds around you. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is how a healing, the epiphany, the aha moment works. Okay. First, guys, I want to say I commend each and every one of you that are either already doing the work or are watching this video so you can start doing the work for yourself. So I wanted to get that out there. The other thing that I want to talk about, for me, it was my experience, and this is all I'm sharing with you guys is my own personal experience during my journey. That's it, okay? For me, it's like an atom, okay? It's the best way I could describe what a healing is like. Because the atom has all these sprockets right off of it, and it has the nucleus. Some healings goes right to the nucleus. It's a big healing. And then off of that big healing, smaller healings that you didn't even realize were connected to this big healing. Other ways that they can come up is you could have multiple little healings before you get to the nucleus. Okay, so the biggest thing about this is trusting the process. You're going to be emotional, depending, again, my experience, depending how deep the wound is, depends on the duration of the emotions. I have had healings where I was emotional for 4 days and was like, okay, God, I'm ready, reveal it to me. And I had the epiphany, the aha moment. Okay. And I've had those aha moments standing in my kitchen. I've had those aha moments driving in my car. I've had those aha moments going for a walk. Okay. I've had emotional where it's lasted 2 weeks. I've had them where they've lasted 3 months. That was my deepest healing. And that one was around abandonment. And that one was a long one. That was like 3 months. And then I've had healings that were a month long. So be patient with the process, okay? And if you find yourself getting to the point where you're just so exhausted from crying, okay, from being emotional, that's when, for me, okay, that was at the end of that 3 months. It was just so, I just couldn't cry anymore. There was just, and I was laying in my bed and I just said, God, please reveal it to me already. I don't want to cry anymore. I don't want to feel this pain anymore. And that's when I had my epiphany around abandonment issues. When I had my healing around sexual abuse from when I was younger, that one was about 3 weeks long. And again, I was laying in my bed and I won't ever forget it. I was like, God, I know what it's about. I've sat in the emotions from it. I'm really ready to heal it. I just don't want to cry anymore. I just don't want to feel this pain anymore. And right in that instant, I had this peaceful feeling just like wash over me, like the wound was just removed from me. And I was just like, I felt really good. I felt really, really good. So there's many ways, of how the healing process works. And it's trusting the process, being courageous, okay? Because listen, guys, if this walk was easy, everybody'd be doing it. Everyone would be doing it. If I could just reach a handful of people and get them to start this journey, and I say this to everyone I meet that I talk to about this work, take a picture of yourself before you start. Okay? Take a picture of yourself. 6 months down the road, take a picture of yourself and compare it to the picture you take the day you start. I promise you, you're going to look younger. You're going to look vibrant. You're going to look more happy. You're going to look more at peace. At least, again, these are all my experiences with doing the healing work. So let's talk about how the nucleus works, right? So my big healing was around abandonment. Okay, by now you guys know. My grandmother raised me from the age of 2. My mom and dad got divorced when I was 5. My mom and 3 of my siblings came to live with me and my grandmother. My 2 oldest siblings stayed with my dad. And then throughout the years, the couple went and lived, but I always lived with my grandmother and my mother, okay, until I was 17 and I moved out on my own. So I had the big healing around abandonment. And that was from a memory that would pop out in my mind periodically throughout my life. This memory came up, and it was a memory of me standing on a chair in the back of my grandmother's bakery, and I was on the phone with my mom, and I was crying and begging for her to come get me because I could hear my other 5 siblings playing in the background. We lived on a dairy farm, and she never came to get me. So that was where my abandonment issue started. So when I started on my doing the inner work, doing the dark night of the soul work, that was the first thing I asked Spirit when I was in meditation. I'm like, why is this memory keep coming up for me. I remember the memory, but what significance does it have to my healing? And then that's when the emotions started coming. And that's when I sat with that. And that's when this came about. The abandonment issue came to the forefront. And then I was able to pull myself back and look back on my life and was like, okay, that's why I gave so much of my energy to others. That's why I always was there for other people. I didn't ever say no. Even when people wanted to give me stuff that I didn't want, I didn't say no because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings and I didn't want them to be upset with me. So I lived my life pleasing other people because as long as in my 2-year-old mind, okay, now I'm older, much older now, but in my 2-year-old mind, as long as I made people happy, I didn't give them a reason to abandon me. But in the process, I abandoned myself. Okay? So what other healings came up out of that? So one of the little sprocket healings that came up was, I remember when the show United Kingdom came out. It was a show about all different animals, animals in Africa, in the tropic, like it was about animals all around the world. And I remember sitting in front of the TV and I was watching the episode, and it was an episode around a mother lioness who had a litter of cubs, and she was taking one of the cubs and moving them far away from the pack. And the narrator said that that's what the mother cub does if there's something wrong with the cub. She doesn't have enough milk to feed all of the cubs, so she'll take the weakest one and remove it from the pack. So at 8 years old, now this gets deep, guys, and that's why they call it the deep night of the soul, okay? The deep dive. So mind you, now at 8 years old, I still had that 2-year-old child within me. And on the unconscious level, that 2-year-old child was telling that 8-year-old child, there was something wrong with you. You were weak. You weren't good enough. You weren't worthy to keep. So now, in this 8-year-old mind that's watching this, that's where, okay, I'm not ever going to be good enough. I'm not ever going to be worthy because there's something wrong with me. I'm defected. In some way, I'm defected. Truth be told, I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a singer growing up. But because of those things that happened to me in my earlier life, I didn't have confidence. I didn't have courage. And I didn't think anyone would want me as an actress, as a singer, as a model. So this is how it works. You start, like, these little things start coming up and you're like, okay, what does this have to do with this? What does this have to do with this? And then, like a missing piece of the puzzle, you'll make the connection. Okay? I also had a big healing around my sexual abuse. I had that experience in my bed at night, and then about 2 weeks later, I was standing in my kitchen, and this friend of mine kept popping into my brain, and it was a friends with benefits type of thing. And I, growing up, I was always told by my grandmother that if you weren't a virgin when you got married, now she didn't know I had been sexually abused. She had no idea. But she told me that if you weren't a virgin when you got married, You were considered like the town slut, the whore, the loosey-goosey, whatever you want to call it. So now, in this young child's mind who's already been abandoned, who already thinks they're not worthy of the things they want to become in their life, now they're being told how society's looking at them. Because again, remember, she had no idea. Our parents have no idea that how these things affect us. So forgive them, because you don't know what their life was like growing up. You don't know the things that they experienced growing up. And that's why we shouldn't judge anybody, because we don't know what they've been through. They could have been through something 10 times worse than us. We just know about our own wounds, our own journey. And that's the important element to keep hold of. And you start to appreciate that more as you're doing the healing work. So I was standing in my kitchen and this friend popped into my head. Now, this was a big pill to swallow, guys. There's going to be some big pills to swallow when you have these epiphanies and these aha moments. And I was standing in my kitchen, and again, I was like, okay, what does he have to do with my sexual abuse? What does he have to do with my sexual abuse? And I just kept going back and forth like that in my mind. And then all of a sudden, boom, the light bulb went off. No one looked at me as a whore or a slut or easy. I looked at myself that way. That was my own self-worth that I put on myself. You talk about a big pill to swallow. That like knocked me back on my heels a few. I was like, whoa. But it allowed me to shift the energy. And I was like, whoa, nobody saw me like that. I saw myself like that. And I am so not wanting to be that type of person. So again, I looked at it. I shifted it. And I changed how I acted going forward. So that's just a couple of the many healings I have had along the way. So guys, if you want to see more videos like this, please give it the thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Click on the bell for all notifications. I do tarot readings on this channel. I'm doing Oracle Shorts now on the channel. And I really need your help to get my channel to grow. So please give these videos and my other videos that you may watch a thumbs up and leave a comment and share them. Especially if no other videos, please share my Sunday videos called by Spirit so that others can find the answers, find the messages, because it's so important. It's so, so important. And if you have any questions for me, drop a comment down below this video. I do check my channel, guys, and to see who's commented on my videos. And I do reply if I feel there's a need to reply, or I at least give it a heart. And acknowledge that I've seen your comment, okay? And also, you know, what other kind of videos would you like me to do on this channel? Because I'm really here for you guys. That's what I want. I want to be here to help guide you. I can't find your inner light. Only you can do that. But I can help you navigate the journey. I can help you connect the dots when you're having problems connecting the dots. I can guide you, but I can't give you the answers. That you have to do yourself. You have to do that work yourself. But I can help you break up the blocks. I can help you have those aha moments when you're stuck. We can disassemble it and then reassemble it that's an awesome gift to give yourself, is the love of yourself, realizing your self-worth, realizing how beautiful you are. And then like all these old sayings that like you grew up with start to make sense. Even old songs that, you know, you listen to start. I watched The Dark Crystal. Now, The Dark Crystal was like my absolute, one of my favorite um, movies that I watched. Well, I think that, yeah, it was a movie. It was like a movie and a puppet type of movie. If you've never seen it, watch it. Now, after I started doing my healing work and I watched The Dark Crystal, I saw it for what it really was. It's a movie about the light and the darkness. We all have it within us, the good and the bad. And somehow they were split and pulled away from each other and were living separately. And the light would meditate. They, you know, they lived their life peacefully, calmly. And the dark ones, the dark side of them, were like turkey vultures. And it's really a good movie to watch. If you've not ever watched it, please watch it. And it's great to watch with your kids because it's like I said, it's kind of like puppets. But it's more than that. It's like mechanical, and it's really really good. And you'll understand what I mean. There's even a what is it called? Like a labyrinth in The Dark Crystal. And there's also directions, right? So it's like all these things I realized when I watched it again. And I must have watched that thing like 5 times because that's how much I love it, okay? So as you guys know, I've been sharing my poetry with you. And as winter's beginning to come to a close, we have another month to go through, right? Or a month and a half, whatever it may be. This is a poem that I wrote about winter. So I'd like to share it with you before we end this video, okay? Cool, quiet beauty I seek in thee, a walk in the large flakes that hit my nose, the peace from within I feel. The town is asleep except for me. Making angels in your blanket of whiteness is what I seek. The earth is clean and peaceful. For a moment the world has stopped to bask in your beauty, to hold each other by a warm crackling fire, sipping wine, enjoying the tranquil serenity. For this moment we all forget all our worries. And when you're gone, we will know that you will be back to remind us another day that if only for a moment in time, there can be peace somewhere for all to find. So there you have it, guys. I really enjoy sharing my journey with you and being vulnerable. So let me know, guys, are you liking these videos that I'm putting up on Sundays? Because I'll continue doing it. Let me know. As always, guys, from my heart to yours, mwah, love, light, and blessings. Be well, guys. Bye-bye.